Welcome to DaAi Headline. I'm Dennis Wu. Thank you for joining us. In Japan, Tsuji's post-3/11 disaster relief photo exhibition, which concluded over the weekend, successfully delivered the message of selfless giving to more people. We learned how to make an eco-friendly rainwater collection system that will ensure the recycled water is clean and usable. In Taiwan's remote eastern region, Tsuji volunteers arrived with 130 backpacks filled with stationery for a special school in Hualien that tutors students for free. Tsuji volunteers in Tokyo, Japan, recently held a photo exhibit commemorating the work and experiences of Tsuji volunteers in the months following the 3/11 disaster of last year. The photo exhibit, filled with pictures from Tsuji's year-long mission of charity in the northeast of Japan, moved many of the visitors, some of whom had to travel over 2 hours to attend. The exhibit is scheduled to later be moved to Tsuji's Tokyo office, the Osaka liaison office, and areas within the Northeast disaster zone. Let's now take a look. 62-year-old Toshiko Aiba traveled 2.5 hours by train to be here today. Out of the 10 disaster relief missions that Tsuji carried out in the northeast of Japan, Ms. Aiba was part of 7.
The volunteers that take part in Tsuji activities are all bodhisattvas.
Tsuji does its best to help in the areas of education and social welfare.
Each photograph tells a moving story of the power of nature and the love of mankind.
Seeing the brilliant smiles of all the volunteers, you can clearly see their deep-felt sincerity to help others.
I also hope to work with others. My heart is so full of gratitude for what you have done.
This young man has spent the past 3 days at the exhibit, capturing it on film.
This exhibit has a lot of meaning for me. This is the first time that I have been in such close contact with the Taiwanese. It's been a very exciting time.
Altogether, volunteers handed out $61 million in consolation money. Every penny of it was donated with a sense of respect and service. This is the April 21st edition of the Senkai Shimbun. An entire column was given over to a description of the exhibit. Here you can read how the article writes. If a heart is sincere, you will automatically lower yourself to give.
Through this type of themed exhibition, we hope to continue our presence in Japan. We hope that we can hold more of these types of exhibitions in places where there are Tsuji volunteers present or at various locations in the northeast.
As they gather their prayers, love and compassion, Tsuji volunteers continue to ensure that the connection that has been built here in Japan remains strong and alive. On the third day of Tsuji photo exhibit in Tokyo, the abbot from a temple in the northeast of Japan flew in especially to see the collection. Meanwhile, local Tsuji volunteers went to the nearest metro station to encourage the public to visit the show.
At Tokyo's Shinjuku station, 2 volunteers are on a mission.
A year after the earthquake, we are holding a photo exhibition near here. We hope if you have time, you can take a look.
The volunteers' enthusiasm rubs off on the commuters.
I saw lots of television reports of the earthquake and thought it would be terrible if it happened in Tokyo.
After volunteering at the station, Fukuko Mizukuruma goes to the exhibition hall. Fukuko Mizukuruma's home was washed away in the tsunami, and she was still suffering from depression when she went to help Tsuji.
When I was most upset, I relied on sleeping pills until I met up with the Tsuji volunteers. Then I felt at peace.
Though struggling financially, Fukuko Mizukuruma flew twice to Taiwan to see Master Zheng Yan.
I still have hope that there will be a tomorrow.
The survivor's optimism can also be seen in these photographs. Ichinohei Shoko, the abbot at the Unshoji temple in Aomori, flew in to see the show.
In the pictures, I can see the spirit of the Buddha. Everyone's solidarity made a deep impression on me.
After coming into contact with Tsuji by chance 3 years ago, Ichinohei Shoko says he deeply appreciates Master Zheng Yan's teachings.
I really like the aphorism, and I have them hung up at the temple. My favorite is, if you can help others, you are a bodhisattva.
He often uses the master's words, 警示 aphorisms, to share with his students. He tells me his disciples are very familiar with the master.
Though 2,000 kilometers from Taiwan, the people at this exhibition have the master's teachings in mind and are walking the same path with Tzu Chi.
Moving on to the Philippines, a fire sparked by a candle in Barangay Addition Hills in Mandaluyong City destroyed 11 houses, leaving as many as 25 families without roofs over their heads. Upon receiving the news, Tzu Chi volunteers immediately rushed to the scene of the blaze to bring relief materials and comfort to the victims.
After receiving the news, Tzu Chi volunteers rushed to this community destroyed by a blaze. Nita sadly says when the fire started, she wasn't able to save her 1-year-old granddaughter.
When I looked up to the ceiling, the roof was gone. I saw the fire and was very terrible, so I ran away. I couldn't bear the sound of the fire. When the firefighters came, I covered my ear.
With our roofs over their heads, the fire victims don't know how to move on. The Tzu Chi volunteers lead the victims in a prayer and urge them to have the courage to face the future. A volunteer also explains where the relief materials came from and tells residents how they can do good deeds by recycling.
Through recycling, we can reduce the burden of our Mother Earth.
Receiving the love from the volunteers, the victims donate to the bamboo banks and hope their money can help others in need.
The world celebrated Earth Day on Sunday, April 22nd. In Taiwan's Kaohsiung, the Environmental Protection Bureau organized a carnival and invited Tzu Chi volunteers to come share their knowledge on conservation. A simple interactive game helps young children learn the meaning behind Earth Day. The celebration held in Taiwan's Kaohsiung on April 22nd attracts a large crowd. At the Tzu Chi booth, residents learn about ways to save our resources and try out vegetarian dishes that are good for our body. Regarding spiritual conservation, volunteers have also come up with some interesting ideas.
We should start by saving our water and electricity. It's like the Tzu Chi sister said, unplug appliances not in use. I don't have that habit before, but I will start today.
Unplugging appliances not in use, saving our water, and eating only 80% full. Tzu Chi's teachings are widely accepted by the attending crowd.
We didn't go around promoting this piggy bank, but within an hour, about 30 people dropped by to adopt one themselves.
There are many ways to do something for the planet on Earth Day. We can all make changes to our living habits to make them a bit more environmental friendly. It is but a question of to be or not to be. One way to be more environmentally friendly is to save rainwater. Taiwan's annual rainfall is the third highest in the world, but the country is number 18 on the list of countries with water shortages. To encourage people to use the abundant supply of water that falls from the sky, Taiwanese resident Mr. Li Shuden runs a workshop to teach people to install their own household rain collection systems.
Speaking confidently and with authority, Li Shudeng is teaching a group of students in North Taiwan how to recycle rainwater.
My design concept is not to waste resources, so I use ordinary pipes. Second, I want it to be easy to maintain, so it's not a problem for the user. Third, I want it to be practical. You must be able to make it yourself, and the cost must be reasonable.
After installing the system, another problem is water quality. Cleaning out this container gives you an idea of how dirty Taiwan's rain is, but there is an easy solution.
Open the stopcock a little to just a dribble, and the water will come down. But because it's only open a little, the water will build up. The unfiltered water will be in this section, and the clean water will come out here.
A simple stopcock and an angled three-way connector filters out the worst of the dirt in the rainwater. Next, the students get out of the classroom and break into groups to draw up their own plans.
这边是屋顶号，这边是225，然后这一头过来是144。这个材料我们也要估，就对啊，估啊，要做出来。
我们从进水部分。
We drew a design from the inlet to the outlet, the pipes and the primary filter, and worked out how many materials we needed. Next, we'll go to the store to buy them and put them together.
头家讲，直接跟老板讲，要
错印，这个能印制盘的90度弯头2个。
To help the students familiarize themselves with every step, the teams work independently and must talk to the hardware store owner without the help of their teacher.
We're going back to put it together. Yes, we have faith, and that's the main thing.
After the teams buy their materials, everyone heads back to the woods to install them. It might look complicated, but anyone can do it.
一开始上课的时候，其实它并没有我们想象中的。
When the class started, it wasn't as hard as we thought it was going to be. It didn't take that much work or money. We can start looking for ways and places to do this at home.
可以实做的方式跟地点。
The whole process from design to completion takes 5 hours. Taiwan is blessed with an abundant supply of rain, and with practical workshops like this, hopefully the public will be encouraged to start recycling rainwater.
By making changes to how we live, can make an impact on our environment as well. In response to Master Zheng's call to eat 80% full and leave the remaining 20% to those in need, Taitung Tzu Chi volunteers use unwanted garbage to make piggy banks and encourage others to donate whatever they have saved from lowering their water and electricity bills. Apart from promoting conservation work, the volunteers also seize the opportunity to share the benefits of a vegetarian diet. Let's take a look.
Turning unwanted garbage into beautifully decorated piggy banks and labeling them with Jingxi aphorisms, Tzu Chi volunteers in Taitung share with their counterparts the different ways to reduce carbon emissions and save our planet.
The coin banks to save rice, electricity, and water are referred to as the 3 treasures coming home. Carbon reduction can save the planet. I believe that's why the master wants us to put the coin bank ideal into practice this year.
Volunteers are divided into groups and work together to complete whatever tasks they are assigned. Here at Taidong's Tongde Gathering Point, volunteers are making spring rolls with cabbage, mushrooms and beans and inviting more people to take on a meatless diet.
The thousands of dharmas come from our heart, so the master talks about the power of the mind and then global warming. So global warming is the result of what? It is the result of our thoughts and actions.
Eating 80% full and leaving the remaining 20% to the needy, Tzu Chi volunteers hope to gather the love of everyone to make a difference.
Every year, Tzu Chi volunteers brave the sub-zero temperatures in Yi County and Laiyuan County of China's Hebei province to carry out free clinics and hand out aid to the needy. Tzu Chi's work inspires several local residents to become volunteers themselves, and they recently traveled to Beijing to attend a blessing ceremony and share their experiences of how learning how to give has brought new meaning to their lives. Attending today's blessing ceremony in Beijing are volunteers from all over China, who are a testament to the transformative powers of volunteering.
从这一生从没感觉到上人对我那种心，太让我生，太让太给我深深的受了很大一个教育。
Although Zhao Guiying's words are few, her deep appreciation is clear. Another volunteer deeply moved is Liu Haiqin, who joined Tzu Chi after seeing how it cared for the poor in her village, regardless of weather or distance.
我也感恩所有的慈济的家人，感恩。
Song Tianxin is head of the Poverty Relief Bureau in Yi County. Over the years, he has seen how Tzu Chi's love has been extended to all in need, regardless of their background.
I was really moved by the ceremony, moved to see again that boundless love for all beings that is shown by Master Zheng Yin, a love that not only helps our poor, but the earth as well.
Although coming from different parts of China, these volunteers are united in their knowledge that true blessings and wisdom comes from giving, without asking for anything in return. Tzu Chi's 56th Entrepreneur Seminar concluded in Hualien on Sunday, April 22nd. Among the participants were the Liu brothers, Congyou and Zemin from Tainan. With their father's support, the brothers each donated 1 million NT to become Tzu Chi honorary board members. The young men said next time they will donate the money themselves. The three-day Tzu Chi Entrepreneur Seminar concluded in Hualien's Jinsi abode on April 22nd. Among the nearly 300 participants are the Liu brothers, Congyou and Zemin, who own a vegetarian restaurant in Tainan. The boys' father had a special gift prepared for them at the seminar.
My father donated 1 million NT each for us to become honorary board members, but I wish I could have come up with the money myself instead of troubling my parents. I hope that when I've saved that much in the future, I can donate it to Tzu Chi once again.
To give is to be blessed. Master Zheng Yin encourages all present not to waste any more time, but to make the wisest choice by knowing to seize the moment.
我常常爱说一句话，把握当下。哦，连这句你哪晓啊？好，这个把握当下，恒持刹那。现在该做的，你就要赶快做。做下来呢，这个刹那这一份爱心，你开始做了，你的功德就是永恒的啦。
Cherishing every good thought and putting them to action, these business people return home with Dharma joy and good thoughts, and ready to inspire more people around them. It is thanks to seminars for business leaders, such as the one we just saw, that companies are also becoming more aware of their social responsibility. In Taiwan's Kaohsiung, the Much More Company is following Master Zheng Yin in eating only 80% full and leaving the 20% to help others. At the company's spring banquet, employees and business partners were invited to sample vegetarian dishes as well. The spring banquet of Much More Company in southern Taiwan is full of entertaining shows. In support of Master Zheng Yin's teaching, the company is asking everyone present to eat only 80% full, leaving the extra to help the less fortunate. Also, all dishes being served are vegetarian to promote environmental conservation.
Our president said we must share good values and knowledge with others. We have gone out of our way to plan this vegetarian banquet. We even first tried out these dishes.
I think eating less meat is beneficial to our health, and it's also environmental friendly as it reduces carbon emissions. Eating green vegetables is generally good for us.
The banquet is also a chance for all participants to cultivate themselves spiritually. Learning proper values, hopefully they will be inspired to act to better our world. Now turning our attention to education, a holiday school in Hualien's Sofeng Township has been established to provide tutoring to students from 3 local elementary schools. The children not only come from poor backgrounds, but also lack educational resources. After learning of their plight, Tzu Chi volunteers arrive with new school bags and stationery for the youngsters.
Education resources are scarce along the east coast of Taiwan. To help students from poor families, some retired teachers and volunteers established a holiday school in hopes of helping these youngsters.
Most of the children are raised by their grandparents, and their parents have all left home to work. There are many job opportunities here, so they left home to make a living. Some of the students are from indigenous backgrounds, including the Amis, Kavalan, and Bunong tribes. There's a cultural difference here.
The holiday school has nearly 70 students from different family backgrounds or with learning difficulties. After learning of their situation, Tzu Chi arrived to hand out 130 school bags and stationery to help the poor children.
I want to thank them for giving us school bags and stationery.
With a new school bag and stationery in hand and the love from far and wide, these students are given hope for a better and brighter future.
In Indonesia, every month, Tzu Chi volunteers hold an event for their care recipients and scholarship students. Other than providing them with financial assistance, the volunteers also pay attention to the quality of their lives.
Tzu Chi subsidies help pay for medical bills or school fees. In Indonesia, every month, volunteers hold a gathering for their care recipients. Aside from giving them financial assistance, the volunteers also care for their spiritual health.
I'm very happy to receive aid from the Indonesia Tzu Chi chapter. The volunteers taught me a lot, such as recycling, the bamboo bank, and the spirit of great love.
This time, many care recipients brought back their bamboo banks. Although the amount they collected is not huge, it's the thought that counts.
Untuk sekolah saya sudah dibantu oleh Tzu Chi.
The scholarship provided by Tzu Chi has helped me greatly, so I want to give back by donating to the bamboo bank. Because by doing so, I can help those suffering from poverty.
Bantuan yang ingin saya berikan itu.
Through a sign language performance, the students express their gratitude towards the Tzu Chi volunteers and let them know how much they appreciate their love and care.
As a part of their graduation tradition, 6th graders of Hualien's Tzu Chi Elementary School went on a hiking trip over the weekend. They also remembered to pick up any garbage along the way for the sake of the environment. We join them at the end of today's program. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.